Mirroring. Mirroring is the subtle act of copying another person's posture, gestures, tone of voice, or speaking style. When done naturally, it can help build rapport because people tend to feel more comfortable with those who seem familiar. However, someone with manipulative intentions may exaggerate this technique to create a false sense of trust or closeness before attempting to influence decisions. Love bombing. Love bombing involves overwhelming someone with attention, compliments, gifts, or affection in a very short period. While genuine enthusiasm exists in healthy relationships, love bombing is often excessive and strategic. The goal is to make the target emotionally dependent so that later demands, criticism, or control become easier to accept. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person repeatedly denies events, twists facts, or questions another person's memory until the target begins doubting their own perception of reality. Over time, this can reduce confidence and increase dependence on the manipulator for reassurance. Guilt tripping. Guilt tripping relies on making someone feel responsible for another person's emotions or problems. Statements that imply selfishness or disappointment can pressure the target into agreeing to requests they would otherwise refuse. Healthy relationships encourage honest communication rather than guilt-based compliance. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is the deliberate refusal to communicate in order to create emotional discomfort or pressure. Instead of resolving conflict through discussion, the manipulator withholds attention until the other person apologizes, gives in, or feels responsible for restoring the relationship. Triangulation. Triangulation occurs when a manipulator brings a third person into a conflict to create jealousy, competition, or insecurity. They may compare people, spread conflicting information, or imply that someone else is more valued. This tactic can weaken trust and make the target seek the manipulator's approval. Projection. Projection happens when someone attributes their own thoughts, motives, or behaviors to another person. For example, a dishonest individual may frequently accuse others of lying. This can distract from their own behavior and place the target on the defensive. Future faking. Future faking involves making exciting promises about future plans, commitments, or rewards without intending to follow through. These promises keep the target invested and hopeful, even though the expected future rarely arrives. Fear and scarcity. Creating a sense of urgency or suggesting that opportunities are disappearing can pressure people into making quick decisions. While limited time offers can be legitimate in business, manipulators may invent or exaggerate scarcity to discourage careful thinking and informed choices. Foot in the door. This persuasion technique starts with a small, easy request that is likely to be accepted. Once the person agrees, progressively larger requests follow. Because people often like to appear consistent with their previous actions, they may be more likely to comply with the later requests. Isolation. Isolation involves gradually reducing a person's contact with friends, family, or trusted sources of support. By limiting outside perspectives, the manipulator increases their influence and makes it harder for the target to recognize unhealthy behavior or seek help. Intermittent reinforcement. Intermittent reinforcement alternates periods of affection, approval, or rewards with neglect or criticism. Because the positive moments are unpredictable, the target may continue investing effort in hopes of receiving another reward. This pattern is well known in psychology for creating persistent behavior and can contribute to unhealthy relationship dynamics.